she is one of millions of women employed in a sector leading in gender equality. Remember how you made a difference when you traveled? Remember how much your travels meant to others. Now, just think of all the good you can do in the future. Travel the world. Make a world of difference.
One.
Hello, everyone. It's my great pleasure to welcome you all to the ITIC Virtual Investment Summit in partnership with WTM London. It's on the theme Invest, Finance and Rebuild the Travel and Tourism Industry. We're all getting rather used to these Zoom conferences, aren't we? Perhaps a bit too used to it, perhaps. Certainly here in Europe, where many of us are now in a new lockdown and leisure travel again is forbidden. But in this conference, we are looking beyond the immediate present and pinpointing exactly how tourists, governments, people who work in the industry and potential investors, how we can create the conditions together that will reactivate and indeed reset the new world of travel. We're talking what I would call solutions focused here, constructive, positive solutions with a positive frame of mind. I'm Rajan Datar, a broadcaster and journalist specializing in travel, and it's my great pleasure to be the moderator for this event. We've got a packed agenda ahead with many of the most influential and forward-thinking people in the travel industry to offer you tips and guidance. These are key players, from health economics experts to people who run the biggest airline, to major investors, to and to regions of the world like the Middle East and China, where there is most activity and progress in restoring tourism as normal. Before we proceed, though, just a quick introduction to the conference organisers, and I would like to welcome first the man whose passion for tourism and its healthy future is never undimmed, and that is Dr. Taleb Rifai, Chairman of the ITIC and former Secretary General UNWTO. And I want to put a specific question to you, Taleb, which is how critical are the planning and investment decisions we make now to the future of travel?
Very, very critical. Thank you so much, Rajan. But first, let me thank Simon and WTM for this wonderful partnership. We have never could have gone this far without you, Simon. I know that. Our relationship goes long time before this, but this is a culmination of much of what we have done together. Thank you so much. Without WTM, we would have never been here. This is the first time WTM is held virtually, and I hope it will be the last. I sincerely hope it will be the last, because you know the complications there. Now, I also want to thank another person here, Ibrahim Ayoub. Without him, this would have never been possible. Ibrahim, you've dedicated your life, your energy to make these conferences a success. ITIC would not have been ITIC without Ibrahim. Ibrahim, thank you so much. ITIC, my friends, is holding its second conference on investment and tourism. First one was last year with WTM, at WTM, but it was real, not virtual. Today, everything is virtual, as you can see. And I think what Rajan said is very, very important here. Now, why investment is important? Investment is an activity that only comes out when things are good and settled. No investors are going to come in when things are up in the air. So it's important to connect investment to stability, to peace of mind, and to freedom. So we have an opportunity here, a great, great opportunity. Like the Chinese always say, the word opportunity and the word crisis are one word in the Chinese language, which is a very interesting concept. Because if you don't look at the opportunities, you would never be able to see what's beyond the moment. We're in the junction now where we're able to restart and rethink a new world order. First of all, we must keep our businesses alive, definitely. The businesses that have started this and got us to this point have to stay alive. So governments have to pump in some money, some support to do that. That's essential. We cannot do anything without it. Investors won't come to a situation where it's devastated and there is no local partner. Secondly, we must concentrate on the local scene. The local scene is very, very important. Not just domestic tourism, because I know domestic tourism here is a sensitive matter. Some countries don't have what it takes to make it domestic. But I still insist the country that's not visited by its own people, but enjoyed by its own people, cannot and should not, as a matter of principle, be enjoyed by anybody else from outside. It's a matter of principle to me. It's an opportunity to get things straight once again. You know, in the US and in Europe, 75% of traffic is domestic travel. Why not in the rest of the world? Even if your country is small, the people of the country must know it, must attach themselves to it. So this is very, very important. Thirdly, we should look at SMEs. SMEs are the backbone of investment. It's the small and medium business enterprises. These are constituting now 85% of our industry. They're the ones that investment would come from a local scene, probably. You have to start with local investors. They have to start building their trust and confidence in their own product. And then the world would come to you to build this new structure where SMEs are at the heart of it. This is what we intend to do. This is what we're discussing today. I want to thank two people here. I want to thank the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for its sponsorship. And I want to thank the Republic of Portugal, of Brazil, I'm sorry. Brazil and Portugal could be mixed up together sometimes. Brazil, thank you so much for being with us and helping us sponsor this event. Saudi Arabia is a wonderful country and it has a lot to offer. I remember visiting there so many times. Brazil is also another great, great country. We'll talk much about them in the future, in the coming minutes and hours. Rajan, we're in your hands again. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Taleb, Rifai. And let me turn next to Simon Press, who's from WTM. Simon, this is a unique collaboration, isn't it, between WTM and ITIC?
It certainly is. And as Dr. Rifai mentioned, it's a collaboration that has gone on for many years, personally with Dr. Rifai and more recently with ITIC as well from last year, and supporting the conversation around the investment in the travel and tourism sector. So I'd just like to thank Dr. Rifai and Ibrahim for their continued support and collaboration for this year, especially as Dr. Rifai has mentioned, we are 100% virtual for the first time in 40 years. Previously, you have come to us. Now we are coming to you. So, ministers, travel leaders, and illustrious guests, welcome to the ITIC Tourism Investment Summit and the very first WTM Virtual. It's a great pleasure to work with ITIC once again in partnership with WTM London. The ITIC Summit will contribute to accelerate the recovery of travel and tourism businesses and restore travellers' confidence after COVID-19 pandemic. Both organisations are committed to supporting the industry by bringing together today global leading voices and luminaires across different segments, since health experts, hotels, airlines, ministers, policymakers, investors, private equity specialists and investment bankers. Thank you all for being here today. The travel and tourism industry is facing the worst crisis in living memory. So this summit will provide a crucial platform for the planning, the bounce back, the reconnecting with business partners, forging new connections, and learning about the best way forward. Investment in tourism will create new jobs and economic growth and will facilitate vital financial and business partnerships that will pave the way for innovation and recovery. Over the last few weeks, as part of the Delphi study, WTM London has interviewed ministers, leaders, entrepreneurs, and experts who've shared their experiences and plans for exploring the best ways to recover, rebuild, and innovate the global travel industry. Although participants forecast that the current crisis will further increase the relevance and urgency of sustainability topics, 2 out of the 3 also fear that direct investment may be postponed due to the current situation, while 64% have already confirmed that sustainability investments will be delayed by COVID-19 inflicted hardship. However, seeing the response of the markets yesterday following the news of the initial vaccine success, these findings may improve. Opportunity comes from all crisis, and this year has proved that governments and private sector must work together to get people travelling again and provide protocols for travel. Providing protocols for travel is needed. For the health and safety guidelines, the industry will need to find a better global alignment of travel restrictions with testing to replace blanket quarantine rules. If implemented swiftly, it could shorten the timeline to recovery by up to 8 months, according to the research we conducted. Expanded government support for the travel and tourism sector will be extended and improve job retention schemes, and grants to bridge liquidity shortages can shorten the timeline to recovery by up to 7 months, and better aligned health and safety standards by up to 6 months. Investment is essential, and its impact cannot be underestimated. I look forward to watching the sessions today and wish you all a fantastic investment summit. Thank you very much.
Simon, thank you. Spoken with true passion, a man who knows travel inside out and loves travel. Thank you for that. And all those themes you mentioned: investment, regular testing, vaccines, security and health of passengers, all that's in the mix, and it'll all hopefully come out for the positive with that news from yesterday, which we should all get not too excited about, but fingers crossed. Okay, thank you. So Ibrahim, Ayoub is the Group CEO and MD of ITIC Limited. Ibrahim, it's a long day. Can you tell us why people should stick around and watch all the sessions?
Oh, yes. Hello, Rajan. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, because we are covering the world and with the time zone. So I hope everybody can have the privilege to see us. Well, Rajan, it's quite a long day. I think we are almost like 10 hours of summit. So we're trying, it's very challenging, but I think we will go through it. And I hope we don't encounter technological challenges. Just fingers crossed that all goes well, because with this virtual conference, so we have seen so many things that sometimes work, connection of the internet, but I hope we'll go everything seamlessly and smoothly. Well, first of all, let me thank Dr. Rifai, the chairman, because I think the chairman has been very instrumental for where ITIC is today, and also with our directors, Gerald Lawless, Paul Hoskins. I would say without them, we won't be here where we are today. And this partnership with WTM, I mean, I used to go to WTM every year, years back, and I'm so privileged personally, Dr. Rifai and our company, to work with WTM in order to recover and in order to build and recover this industry, which is facing unprecedented challenges. Well, ITIC comes at the right time in this challenging period with the pandemic disruption in the global economy on a large scale, and we don't know for how long, uncertain duration, I would believe. But now with the vaccine of Pfizer coming yesterday, the good news, maybe will reassure and to restore confidence, trust and confidence in people to start their normal life again. Like we're doing an investment conference, attracting FDI in the travel and tourism sector will be key to develop and rebuild the future of the industry. Without any investment, I don't think the industry has suffered quite a lot, won't be able to recover easily. And this would contribute to the recovery of the economy and also paving the way for a brighter future, which we all hope. So today's summit, which is a long day, like you said, Rajan, will explore in depth how to rebuild the industry and focuses on critical issues which will contribute to rebuild and recover the industry and the economy in the month and years to come. We will start with I will just go, it's a long agenda, but I will go quickly in summarize. We will start with the current economic outlook with Professor Jan Golding from University of Oxford. We'll have shaping the future of aviation and its projection by 2025. And I think the visionary, the man behind Emirates and the very knowledgeable about aviation would bring us some good insights about how aviation, because without aviation, we won't be able to travel. Travel industry won't be able to restart. So I think that we get very good insight from Sir Tim Clark in a few minutes. Then we have the future of travel and tourism in the green economy We will have health, how to restore travelers' trust and confidence to rebuild a business. We will have Professor David Heyman, who is an experienced epidemiologist that will be with us today. And we will have the privilege to hear about all the latest development, what he's going to tell us. After that, we will understand the financial mechanism that will allow you to survive and rebuild, where we'll have our friend Nick Meyer from PwC that will give us his insights. And like I said earlier, we are having our global investment conference covering practically the world. We have Saudi Arabia and Brazil, our sponsors. We have China, we will go to China. Afterwards, we will go back to Middle East. Then we will have sessions about Africa. And we will talk about the Commonwealth today. And of course, other global destination on the list. We will talk about marketing tourism as a destination for employment. We will talk also about digital travel and tourism, because digitalization is becoming essential now for to rebuild the industry post-COVID and beyond. So that's a little bit in a nutshell, Rajan, and to tell you a little bit what we are going through. It's covering quite very topical issues. And I hope at the end of this conference, we will be seeing light through the tunnel and having a brighter future. So I wish you all a wonderful summit ahead and have a very pleasant day with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Ibrahim. Thank you, gentlemen. We will very soon go to that first session, which is the absolutely crucial topic of the financial and economic health of the industry and its future outlook, where I will be joined, as Ibrahim said, by Professor Ian Golding from Oxford University. Now, as I should say now, as with all the sessions, you as delegates are very welcome to ask questions of all our speakers today. Hopefully you will see the questions function on your screen. So just fill in the box there and they'll be passed on to me throughout the actual sessions. So for example, if you want to ask Ian anything, do it right now or during the chat. So that session with Ian Golding coming right up. Just hang on there one moment.